Young and the Restless, Triple Couple Trouble, Adam, Lily, Billy, and more in Breakups and Makeups. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. In the latest episode of Young and the Restless, tensions are brewing in Genoa City. The lives of several couples, including Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, are on the brink of upheaval. The duo's recent escapade in Baltimore has given rise to a slew of breakups, makeups, and shakeups. Adam's decision to disclose their intimate moment to their significant others, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, has set the stage for imminent relationship turbulence. Meanwhile, Adam and Chelsea's closeness is becoming increasingly apparent, particularly after their intimate celebration over their son, Connor Newman's, Judah Mackey, transition back to his regular dorm room. The couple's actions have left Sally and Billy questioning the future of their relationships. In another twist, Lely Winters, Crystal Khalil, re-enters the scene, reigniting the possibility of rekindling her past romance with Billy on the CBS opera. On the other hand, Sally's potential romantic prospects seem bleak, with Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, already involved with Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. The episode concludes with a potential romantic intrigue between Billy and Sally, while Adam and Chelsea appear to be on the path to reconciliation. As the dust settles, it will be interesting to see how these romantic shakeups and new pairings evolve in Genoa City. Get all your daily Young and the Restless spoilers and news here and stay tuned for updates on your favorite characters' fates. Write a creativity 3,000-word Young and the Restless early spoilers July 15 to 19. Victor targeted in summer hits back hard. Apologies for the earlier confusion. Here's a creative narrative based on the early spoilers for The Young and the Restless during the week of July 15 to 19, focusing on Victor Newman being targeted and Summer Newman hitting back hard. The summer sun bathed Genoa City in a golden hue, but beneath the warm glow, a storm was brewing. Victor Newman, the patriarch of the Newman family, sat in his office at Newman Enterprises, his gaze fixed on the city's skyline. Despite his empire's vastness, he sensed an unseen threat looming, a feeling he hadn't experienced in years. Meanwhile, at Jabot Cosmetics, Summer Newman paced her office, her mind racing. The recent upheavals in her personal life, especially concerning her estranged husband, Kyle Abbott, had left her on edge. But Summer was not one to back down. She was a Newman after all. Victor's instincts were seldom wrong. Reports of unusual stock movements and whispers of a hostile takeover reached his ears. Someone was targeting Newman Enterprises, and they were playing for keeps. Determined to unmask his adversary, Victor enlisted the help of his trusted confidant, Michael Baldwin. "Michael, I need you to dig deep. Find out who's behind this," Victor ordered, his voice a mix of authority and concern. "I'll get on it right away, Victor," Michael replied, sensing the gravity of the situation. Across town, Summer discovered that Kyle was planning a trip to Paris with Audra Charles. Fury and betrayal coursed through her veins. Confronting Kyle at society, she couldn't contain her anger. "A trip for two to Paris? You really have lost your mind, haven't you?" Summer's voice echoed through the upscale restaurant, drawing the attention of other patrons. Kyle, taken aback by her outburst, tried to explain. "Summer, it's a business trip. Glissade is relocating to Genoa City, and this is part of the transition." But Summer wasn't convinced. The wounds from their past were still fresh, and this felt like another betrayal. Victor called for a family meeting at the Newman Ranch. Nick, and Victoria gathered, each sensing the urgency. "Someone is trying to undermine our family and our company," Victor began, his tone grave. "We need to stand united." Victoria, always the strategist, chimed in. "Do we have any leads on who's behind this?" Not yet, but Michael is on it, Victor replied. In the meantime, we need to be vigilant. Determined not to let Kyle's actions go unanswered, Summer devised a plan. She reached out to Phyllis, her mother, and a master schemer in her own right. Mom, I need your help, Summer began, laying out the situation. Phyllis's eyes gleamed with mischief. Oh, honey, you came to the right person. Let's show them what we're made of. Together, they plotted to disrupt Kyle and Audra's business dealings, aiming to hit them where it hurt the most, their ambitions. Michael's investigation bore fruit. He discovered that Ian Ward, a notorious conman with a vendetta against the Newmans, was behind the attacks on Newman Enterprises. Ian had been operating from the shadows, using intermediaries to mask his involvement. Victor, it's Ian Ward. He's back, and he's targeting you, Michael reported. Victor's eyes narrowed. That snake, he won't know what hit him. Armed with this knowledge, Victor set a trap for Ian. Using false information about a lucrative deal, he lured Ian into making a move. When Ian took the bait, Victor confronted him. Did you really think you could take me down, Ian? Victor's voice was cold, his presence imposing. Ian smirked. The mighty Victor Newman, always thinking you're untouchable. And yet, here you are, caught in your own web, Victor retorted. Meanwhile, Summer and Phyllis's plan succeeded. They exposed discrepancies in Audra's dealings, leading to a fallout between her and Kyle. Kyle, realizing his mistakes, sought out Summer. Summer, I was wrong. I let my ambition cloud my judgment, Kyle admitted, his eyes filled with regret. Summer, holding her ground, replied, It'll take more than words, Kyle. Prove to me that you've changed. With Ian back behind bars and Newman Enterprises secure, the Newman family breathed a sigh of relief. But the events had left their mark. At Crimson Lights, Sharon Newman experienced a disturbing nightmare, waking up in tears. The trauma of recent events weighed heavily on her, hinting at more challenges to come. The week had tested the Newmans and those around them, but through resilience. Write a creativity 3,000-word, Young and the Restless, triple couple trouble, Adam, Lily, Billy, and more in breakups and makeups. ChatGPT said, here's a dramatic and compelling take on The Young and the Restless with the theme of triple couple trouble, focusing on Adam, Lily, Billy, and more as they navigate breakups, betrayals, and unexpected reunions. Get ready for twists, emotional confrontations, and sizzling drama in Genoa City. Young and the Restless, triple couple trouble, breakups and makeups. In the heart of Genoa City, love and power battles often intertwine, but this week, the tides were more turbulent than ever. Adam Newman stood in his penthouse, gazing out over the skyline, his mind racing. He had spent years trying to prove he was more than his father's shadow, more than the man who always made the wrong choices. But as he poured himself a drink, a lingering thought gnawed at him. Was he destined to ruin every relationship he touched? Meanwhile, Leslie Winters sat at Society, swirling her wine glass absent-mindedly. Across from her, Billy Abbott leaned back in his chair, his smirk betraying the seriousness of their conversation. This again, Billy, Lily sighed. You're always running after some cause or distraction. This time, it's Chelsea. Next time, it'll be something else. I need stability, and you. Am chaos? Billy finished for her. He shook his head. You know that's not fair. She gave him a pointed look. Isn't it? At another table, Sally Spectra couldn't help but overhear their exchange. She wasn't one to gossip. Well, maybe a little, but she sensed trouble brewing. And in Genoa City, trouble had a way of spreading like wildfire. The next morning, Adam found himself face-to-face with Sally. Their relationship had been a roller coaster of passion, heartbreak, and unresolved feelings. I know that look, Sally said, crossing her arms. You're about to do something stupid, aren't you? Adam chuckled darkly. Define stupid. She narrowed her eyes. Let me guess. You're about to push someone away before they can hurt you. He exhaled, running a hand through his hair. I don't know if I can give someone what they need, Sally. She leaned in slightly, lowering her voice. Adam, the only person who doesn't believe you deserve happiness is you. As if on cue, Chelsea Lawson walked into the Grand Phoenix lobby, her eyes locking onto them. A flicker of something unreadable passed over her face before she approached. Am I interrupting something? Adam stiffened, while Sally smiled casually. Not at all, just giving Adam some free therapy. Chelsea tilted her head. And how's that going? Adam smirked. Jury's still out. But Sally could see it, the way Chelsea still had a hold on Adam, and the way he seemed caught between moving forward and being pulled back into old patterns. Meanwhile, across town, Lily finally made a decision. She couldn't keep fighting for Billy's attention or playing second to his impulsiveness. As much as she loved him, she had to put herself first. When Billy showed up at Chancellor Winters later that day, she didn't hesitate. It's over, Billy. His jaw tightened. Lily. She held up a hand. I'm tired of wondering when you'll check out again. I need more. I deserve more. Billy had always prided himself on his resilience, but for the first time in a long time, he had no words. With Billy and Lily's relationship in shambles, another unexpected dynamic was taking shape. Daniel Romalotti had been a source of support for Lily recently, and their connection was growing stronger. He had always been a safe space for her, and now, in her heartbreak, he was there again. Maybe this is how it was always supposed to be, Daniel said softly as they sat in crimson lights. You and me. Lily looked at him, her emotions a tangled mess. I don't know what I want right now. Daniel reached for her hand. That's okay, I'm not going anywhere. Elsewhere, Adam was dealing with his own complicated feelings. He found himself at Chelsea's apartment, watching Connor play video games. Look at him, Chelsea murmured. He's so happy to have you here. Adam exhaled. Chelsea. She turned to him. Adam, do you ever wonder if we were too quick to give up on each other? Before he could answer, his phone buzzed. It was Sally. Can we talk? He stared at the message, torn between two paths. Summer's revenge and Billy's rebellion. Meanwhile, across town, Summer Newman was dealing with her own heartbreak. Kyle's affair with Audra had left her humiliated, but she wasn't going to let it break her. Over dinner with Phyllis, Summer laid out her plan. I'm done playing nice. Kyle wants to act like I'm disposable. Let's see how he feels when Audra turns on him. Phyllis grinned. That's my girl. At the same time, Billy was spiraling. Lily had always been his anchor, but now, adrift, he fell back into reckless habits. Gambling, drinking, and, inevitably, a familiar temptation, Chelsea. One night, as he nursed a scotch at the bar, she slid into the seat beside him. Running from something, Chelsea mused. Billy gave a half smile, more like running to something. She tilted her head. And what would that be? Billy smirked. Why don't we find out? In true Geno City fashion, everything came to a head at an extravagant event at Newman Enterprises. Under the dazzling lights and whispered conversations, secrets were exposed, alliances shifted, and hearts were laid bare. Lily, stunning in a black gown, arrived with Daniel at her side. Billy, watching from across the room, felt a pang of jealousy he hadn't expected. Meanwhile, Adam was caught in a whirlwind of emotions. He had chosen to meet Sally, but when Chelsea arrived unexpectedly, the tension was thick. I need to know where we stand, Chelsea said, eyes searching his. Before he could answer, Sally interjected. He already made his choice. And just like that, the night turned into a battlefield of emotions. Moving forward, or looking back? By the end of the night, the dust began to settle. Lily and Daniel shared a kiss, a new chapter beginning. Billy, realizing he was self-destructing, left alone, his future uncertain. Adam and Sally walked out together, while Chelsea stared after them, hurt but accepting. Summer's plan against Kyle was in motion, but she wondered, was revenge worth it? As the clock struck midnight in Genoa City, one thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same again. And tomorrow, the drama would start all over again.